evening. This is CTV News. I'm Taylor Thomas. Prince George's police are investigating another homicide. This one was on the 4700 block of Silver Hill Road in Suitland at about 4:30 this morning. According to police, two men were found inside of a building. Both had been shot and were taken to a nearby hospital where one later died. Anyone who may have information is asked to call police. Today's homicide comes amidst a spike in murders across the county. There were 5 the weekend of the 12th and several more since then, including August the 18th death of 5-year-old Pradaline Delaroy of Capitol Heights. Investigators say she died of blunt force trauma. The crime happened on the 5100 block of Cumberland Street. County officials say a meeting is planned soon to address the issue of violence.
I believe in 2 to 3 weeks, we're having a briefing with the state's attorney's office, our police chief, and all those entities involved with this crime issue in Prince George's County to have an open discussion of how we address this, how we respond to it, and how the council can assist more in what we're doing to ensure that those crimes, particularly those murders, become a thing of the past. But you know, that's how should I say it? That's something that I would love to see, but that's not the reality we're experiencing here in the county and across the country.
As homicides continue to increase in the county, one leader is taking to the streets to stop the violence. District 9 Councilmember Sidney Harrison is hosting a Stop the Violence community walk tomorrow. Harrison is asking for everyone who wants to make a difference to come out with police, county, and religious leaders.
We all have seen a very uptick in recent homicides in our community, and it's very heartbreaking. It's very tragic, and we all gotta put our heads together, work with our community members, the faith-based, the nonprofit sector, our community members to provide those solutions that are needed to make sure that we are doing all that we can as a community to eradicate violence that stands in our community.
The District 9 Stop the Violence community walk will take place tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the parking lot of 9005 Woodyard Road in Clinton. Maryland's candidate for Lieutenant Governor, Democrat Aruna Miller, was in College Park today. We asked her if she and gubernatorial running mate Wes Moore could keep their winning momentum all the way to the November elections.
We have a great coalition that we built for this past year and will continue to build as we move into the general election. And I can tell you up in the forefront is women's rights, women's reproductive rights, making sure that we provide equity to women, whether it's in the economic space, legal space, political space, in every, a healthcare space, right?
In November, Miller and Wes Moore will go up against the Republican ticket led by Dan Cox. The general election is Tuesday, November the 8th. Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The Maryland Health Department has confirmed 1,385 new cases. The positivity rate in Prince George's has fallen to 11.61%. 12 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours, and 565 people are hospitalized. You're watching CTV News. I'm Taylor Thomas. Coming up, marking Women's Equality Day in College Park. Stay with us. Back in a moment.
Did you know breast cancer kills more than 41,000 people every year in the U.S.?
That's 113 people every day.
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Nearly 250,000 men and women in the U.S.
will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
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 Help us save lives.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Support Susan G. Komen. Join our fight. Save lives. Visit komen.org/unacceptable.
Failure is unacceptable.
Good evening. Maryland Congressman Steny Hoyer held his annual Women's Equality Day luncheon this afternoon at the Hotel in College Park. Women from all walks of life and professions were in attendance, each to celebrate women and their contributions to the state of Maryland and the world. Georgia Congresswoman Lucy Macbeth delivered the keynote address.
So it's really important to take times like this, moments like this, to galvanize women and to also encourage them to continue to do the work that they're doing in their communities, but to be their best selves, to know that we are truly making a difference and that women have a great capacity to bring equality for our communities and for the nation.
I'm the father of 3 girls, and of course my wife, who died some time ago, and I have 2 granddaughters and 3 great-granddaughters. So I'm in a household of women. And women have made such extraordinary strides, but they've done it through courage, commitment, and tenacity.
Congressman Hoyer has been hosting this Women's Equality Luncheon for the last 20 years. A new notification system launches in Maryland to highlight racist incidents and acts of hate. It's called the Emmett Till Alert System. The announcement was made at the Kingdom Celebration Center, a church that's been targeted twice this summer. The alert will be sent to members of civil rights groups, the Maryland Black Legislative Caucus, the NAACP, and the media.
Not all hate crimes are investigated. Not all hate crimes are reported for a variety of reasons. So what we're going to do is make sure that every hate crime that we are made aware of goes out on this alert system as a way of giving people awareness.
The Emmett Till Alert is one aspect of community reform that will help us to protect ourselves while America still gropes in the darkness of indecision, allowing shooting after shootings, hate crime after hate crime.
The alert is named in honor of Emmett Till, the 14-year-old boy whose murder in August of 1955 in Mississippi was one of the most notorious examples of racial violence in American history. A husband has been charged for the murder of his wife. The suspect is 37-year-old Orville Dean Fairweather. According to officials, police were called to his home located on Maryland Park Drive early Sunday morning. When officers arrived, they found his wife, Jaleesa Fairweather, suffering from gunshot wounds. She was reportedly shot during a dispute. State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy says domestic violence-related homicides are very troubling cases.
Well, the reality is there will be conflicts, but conflicts have to be managed in a way that is productive. So counseling is extremely important. I believe that anyone who's experiencing a lot of stress in a home should seek individual and family counseling. In addition to that, we have to check our loved ones. Some people have not only maybe mental health or behavioral health issues, but also substance abuse issues.
Fairweather has been charged with first and second-degree murder. For so many of us, tackling debt can be overwhelming. If you need help, the Attorney General's office says you should only seek help from licensed service providers. As we reported yesterday, Marcia Bailey and Arthur Wittenberg will now have to pay more than $2 million in penalties and restitution. The pair offered debt consolidation and debt liquidation services to consumers but failed to pay off their clients' debt. Officials say Bailey and Wittenberg took up high upfront and monthly fees and spent the money on themselves. The agency says if a service provider is offering a program to help lower or get rid of your debt in a few months, it's probably too good to be true.
A lot of these services are heavily regulated because of the potential for fraud and deceit that can occur. So these services are not allowed to collect heavy.
To verify if a financial service provider is licensed in Maryland, visit the website right there on your screen. If you're worried about your student loans, the state says there is still help out there. Comptroller Peter Francho is encouraging Marylanders to apply for the state's Student Loan Debt Relief Tax Credit Program. Now, this program is run under the Maryland Higher Education Commission. Residents that meet the requirements can receive an income tax credit. Don't forget, the deadline to apply is Thursday, September the 15th. For more information on the program, visit the website right there on your screen. And still to come, a CTV Sports Page report. Stay tuned for more.
Up next, the Washington Commanders get some great news from athletic trainers in regards to the injury-prone tight end room. I'm Laurencia Moten, and I'll have that story and more coming soon.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go.
Well, soccer fans, the Washington Spirit fired their head coach, Chris Ward. This comes with only 6 games left in the National Women's Soccer League season. Currently, Washington is on a 15-game losing streak. Ward became the head coach in September of 2021. The team plans to hire an interim coach soon, but it's unclear if that decision will be made before their game against Houston this Saturday. Now, the Nationals are making history, but not in a way fans would like. Sunday's loss to the San Diego Padres marked their 82nd loss of the year. This loss cancels out the chance of the team finishing with a record over 500. The team is now on pace to finish with a record of 54 and 108. This will be the second worst record in franchise history. From losing outfielder Juan Soto and former All-Star Josh Bell to losing an unprecedented amount of games, this season will go down as one of the toughest DC baseball fans have ever had to endure. And big news, basketball fans, Kevin Durant will stay in Brooklyn. Initially, Durant asked for a trade from the Nets in June, but today, Durant will remain in Brooklyn and continue under the 4-year, $198 million extension he signed last offseason. Well, Taylor, what do you think about that?
Hand over the check. I get it.
Me too.
I absolutely get it. All right, let's check now on our weather forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with lows around 67 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny skies, highs around 88. Thursday, mostly sunny, highs again in the 80s. Friday, mostly sunny and warmer. Expect highs near 90. And that's the wrap up of this afternoon CTV News Update. I'm Taylor Thomas. Thank you for tuning in and good night.